Okay, so this is the first episode of the Weekly Rapp with Vachon and Rapp.
Vachon
I,
and Rapp.
I am Frank Rapp,
I'm Matt Vachon.
and we have been friends for, how long now?
I don't know, 20. When did you move to Brewer?
My junior year of high school, so
Yeah, so I
98.
was a senior. So
Yeah,
it's a 21 year, 22 years.
yeah, and it seems like we've really connected, more so the last 4 years.
Yeah, probably as our wrestling paths have kind of interwoven. I kind
Yeah.
of dropped out of everything for a while, and then now I'm back.
Well,
So,
you were busy. You had a lot of things going on.
yeah, well, everyone does, But
Well,
but yeah, I could easily blame it on a woman, but
yeah, we won't do that here.
yeah, that'd be too honest. But so but no, yeah, so no, but yeah, so yeah, we were friends. I mean, back in school, and I mean,
Yep.
we're always friends. Just we didn't really see each other too often, just because we both had different things going on. But
Yeah.
we would always see each other at wrestling events or
Yep.
things like that. But
Yeah, because what
like,
I saw you
yeah, we,
at was it the big time event where Bret Hart came,
yeah, Bret Hart, yep, yep.
and then where did I see you before that?
Uh,
A couple of
I
the
mean, it
house
could,
shows, right?
yeah, probably the house shows, yeah,
Because I think I was looking online the other
yeah,
night. I think I've been to every WWF house show since '97
no
in
kidding,
Bangor.
yeah,
Because our friend John, I was talking with him, and we were going through stuff, and I couldn't remember if I went to the Flair Hogan show in '92, and we got not in an argument, but we were like, I thought it was in December of '91, and then I
mm,
went back and looked. It was Piper Flair in December of '91, and then
yeah,
Hogan Flair was March of '92,
yeah,
and that was an afternoon show because they ran the
yeah,
same show in Portland that night.
yeah, yeah. I remember I didn't go to that show. Because that was like, I'm pretty sure it was like a sellout. That was like the biggest one. The Hogan one was like the biggest one they probably ever had here. But
I'm
or
pretty
maybe my parents were cheap and they didn't get me tickets. Uh, but I
yeah.
didn't go to. But I heard. But you could. People said that you could hear. From like a pretty far distance away when Hogan came out. That's how like loud that building was.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, how much of a shithole was that building anyway?
Yeah,
I
right.
mean,
The sound was leaking out from all the holes in the walls there.
I mean, the roof leaked.
Yeah,
The basketball court, it was dead spots like the old Boston Garden,
yeah,
and the acoustics were horrendous.
yeah, terrible.
Like, I don't know how that place was able to stay in business that long.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But man, it had some good moments though. But yeah, yeah. So that was like for a while. That was the only like WWE WWF show that I had missed. I think during that like in the '90s there.
Did you ever go to Augusta or Portland when you were a kid?
No, not when I was a kid, but as an adult, yeah. But
Because I was looking at some stuff. I didn't know like they did TV tapings in Portland and Augusta in like the early '90s, and I had no idea.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember for some reason, and maybe it's a false memory I've given myself, but I kind of remember like watching like Superstars on like Saturday morning or whatever, and there being like a match that was from Portland, and it
Oh
was like,
yeah,
God, it's like that's that's here. I'm like,
yeah.
almost
Well,
2 hours, but still, it's like, you know,
if you think about it, so think about like remember All American Wrestling on Sundays on
yeah,
USA.
yeah,
A lot of those matches were taped at like the Boston Garden, MSG,
yeah,
Toronto, and they just would fill in the gaps with like Mean Gene, and then same thing with primetime wrestling with Heenan and Monsoon. It was kind of the same idea.
yeah,
They would just tape a lot of stuff and then throw it all in, and half the time it didn't make any goddamn sense.
yeah.
I mean, it was like jobber, jobber, jobber. and then they talk, and then more. Nothing got accomplished in any of that stuff, really.
No, no, no. But yeah, so but yeah, so that's yeah, and then I don't know. We've always had mutual friends, and and so like our friend John, like we were talking about, that's how going to see Pritchard and
Yeah,
Con,
Pritchard really got us back together, I
that was
think.
yeah. When you're in a car with somebody 8 hours, you know, it's you have plenty to talk about and plenty of time to reconnect. So.
Yeah, we did, and and we had two other people were there too, and
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a good time. That
yeah,
was an interesting show.
yeah, yeah.
Um, because he was in the middle of the room, and there was people on either side, and it was a really weird setup and
Yeah.
that was the first time I've ever been to that place,
Yeah,
so
same. Yeah, yeah,
I didn't know what to expect. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
was like, I mean, it was fun. I had fun with everybody.
yeah,
It was a weird show
yeah.
because if you think about it, Conrad just got back from his honeymoon,
Honey, yeah,
and he wasn't prepared. I don't think he really paid attention. Um,
well,
you
plus
know,
it wasn't it like November, and so he showed up in like
yeah,
short, like alligator shoes, like
yeah,
on.
yeah.
It was
Or
like,
was it October? Actually, wait, hold on.
yeah.
It was October 21st because there it is right
Oh,
there.
nice.
Yeah,
There it is. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I keep all that. I had the signed picture up there somewhere, and
yeah,
I found the koozie and everything else. So
yeah. I got a binder kicking around here somewhere with like my signed wrestling 8x10s and stuff like
how
that.
many of them do you have?
Not a ton. Maybe like a dozen or so, just
Oh,
from people like I've met. Like, I got like the Conrad. I got Anthony Green or
yeah,
August Gray or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a
yeah,
little while too.
yeah. I've got Flair. I've got.
Did you meet Flair in Augusta?
I didn't meet Flair. That one I bought.
That one you bought? I remember I met Flair in Augusta with my buddy Cornell. We went and saw Flair. It was like the week before his kid died. Flair was in
Yeah.
Augusta at a big time wrestling event, and Flair was there and Nash was there, and nobody wanted to get Nash's autograph. Everyone wanted to get Flair's.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, yeah. And they would rip off all the WWF or WWE music. So like all the old wrestlers came out with their original music and their original Titantron,
Yeah,
which is highly illegal.
yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, we met Flair, and then his kid overdosed like a week later.
So what year was that? Do you remember? Yeah, yeah,
12?
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it was 12. 12 or it was right around whatever WrestleMania that was because he pulled out all of his stuff.
Yeah.
It was either 11 or 12. I can't remember which one, but yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah, I would have liked to have gone to that, but I don't know. It wasn't on the radar, I guess, at that point.
Well, I mean, it was it was the second year in a row we went because the first year we went, I met Tommy Dreamer, got his autograph for free.
Yeah.
And DiBiase was there, and Virgil was there. It was
I have Virgil's autograph somewhere.
Mike Jones.
But yeah, well, I met at one of the Bangor shows. My dad was like, "Oh, let's go early. We'll go out back, and that's when all the wrestlers come in. You can meet them." And so we sat there in our cars waiting for wrestlers to show up. We were in like the back, like where the old auditorium where
Yeah.
like people would like load in. We were like in somebody's parking spot. I'm like, I don't know if we should be back here, but anyway, we went and we're sitting there, and I see Virgil get out, and I'm like, oh, and I had a piece of paper and a pen, and I ran up to him, and I was like, Virgil, can I get your autograph? And he was like, yeah, but make it quick. And like, even as like a little kid, I was like, I mean, the speed of your getting your autograph is based solely on you. You're the one signing it. I'm just handing you things. I was pretty quick with that. So, so I have that somewhere. He was, I think, the first one of, if not the first wrestler I met. I ended up going backstage or going through the back door at a show at Cumberland County once, and with like Razor Ramon was walking in, but Nails was
Nails.
he was wrestling the Boss Man that night, and He walked in and I was like, I was in 5th grade and I was like terrified. And I was like crouching behind my dad. My dad looked at me. He's like, "Yeah, look at that guy. What the fuck am I gonna do?" He goes, "I can't protect you from that guy."
So that was what? That was late 92?
Yeah,
Because
probably.
he was
Yeah,
gone shortly after that.
yeah, yeah. It was in the summer of. Yeah, I just remember. I think it was in the summertime. My
It's got to
friend's
be
dad
got to be
used to
late
like
92-ish
show.
because he was gone because he got and remember Vince and him got in that
Oh yeah,
fight and then he was gone
yeah,
because he said Vince sexually harassed him.
yeah, yeah. Sure,
Well,
nails.
that was I was looking at that too. That was a main event at a was it the main event? Because it was a main event in Bangor too, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that was a pretty big storyline at the time. So, but it's like I really I don't remember like what else was on the card except for. I mean, I'm sure I have the program somewhere kicking
Yeah.
around. Um, Probably at my mom's house somewhere. But yeah, I just remember seeing nails and we were walking down the street like Razor Ramon pulled up in like a convertible, and I was like, oh, like he was already like right in character. He wasn't like Scott Hall. He was still like Razor Ramon coming into the building. So it was pretty awesome. But
So as you know, I lived in New Jersey till I was in second grade. So my dad would take me to the Spectrum every month for Spectrum Wrestling from I think age of 4 until 7. We went just about every month. I remember seeing WrestleMania 4 on closed circuit TV at the Spectrum, sitting in the stands in the same seats we sat every month.
yeah,
Um, so
did
back
you
then,
buy like a year worth of tickets and
no,
got to
what you would
see
do is so intermission, they would announce who's coming next month. So, and it would be all the return stuff. So, like, I don't know, half the time Hogan would come on before intermission because I didn't know this till I got way older. They would run 2 shows that day. So, like, they do the Philadelphia show at 1, and then they'd be in Baltimore that night or DC or up to the MSG. I didn't know. I didn't know why Hogan would go on early. I had no clue.
yeah,
So dad would go get tickets at intermission. He'd say, "Okay, don't move. I'll be right back." And he'd go buy 2 tickets, and then we'd have our seats. And we did, and we did that. That was every month, I think, until we moved. Just about every month we would go.
yeah, no,
And oh yeah, like I saw everybody. Like I remember seeing Hogan and Bigelow versus DiBiase and Andre.
yeah, yeah. I
Like
would have liked to have seen Andre. That's
yeah, like it was. I've seen them. Yeah, it's like thinking back when you were a kid. It's like wow, I've seen a lot of stuff.
yeah,
I don't remember a
right,
lot of it, but seeing like looking up cards and stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, I think I was at that show. And then
yeah,
dad's like, yeah, we were there. I'm like, no shit.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
um, and then like going to like when we moved to Maine, and then we would randomly go to shows if if you heard about them, but like there was no internet then, you didn't know, and
yeah,
we moved to Palmyra, so like we had 3 channels, so I didn't know when they were coming because you never knew.
yeah,
Well, I didn't know. I didn't start watching wrestling again until like 95 or 96 when we got Prime Star, the satellite dish.
yeah.
And then that's when I started watching wrestling again. And, I found ECW at like 3 o'clock in the morning on MSG and fell in love with that until they went out of business. So,
Yeah.
that's, and then we moved to Brewer and, had cable and all that crap. So, and then you never missed anything. So,
Yeah, right, right. Yeah. Yeah. Like my wrestling like thing, I was big into it when I was a kid, huge into it, when I was like, probably like 89 through or 88 through 93,
yeah.
maybe. And then I was, kind of got out of it a little bit or, I was just a casual fan. And then, yeah, and then the towards mid to late 90s I was like right back into it with Stone Cold and The Rock and Attitude Era and all that stuff. And
Now, how would you watch Monday nights? Would you tape one and watch one live, or would
no,
you not even watch one?
I never taped them. I think I just like flipped back and forth in between the two. Like I'd be like, I don't really care about this one, let's see what's on Nitro. Or
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't remember ever recording them. I think like some weeks maybe I just watched like a whole Nitro, and I just kind of went back and forth, but because I liked them both, um, but then I kind of probably like around like 2000 maybe I kind of got out of it again because I worked with this guy who was kind of like a wicked douchebag, like means well, nice guy, but every Tuesday morning I'd come into work and he'd go, "Did you watch Raw last night?" And I'd be like, "Yep." And then for the next 15 minutes, he would tell me everything that happened on Raw that I had already seen the night before. So it got like so like annoying of him just punishing me every Tuesday morning. I was like, you know what? He's gonna tell me if I watch it or not. So I'm just not gonna deal with it. I'm just gonna say nope and fucking.
That's
So
it.
I don't have anything to talk to him about. But yeah, so, but yeah, but yeah. But then I came back. I don't know, 2010 maybe.
So you took a break for 10 years, more or less, you think?
Yeah, I think so. Because I was like traveling a lot for like 2001, 2002. Then 2003, I was working two jobs, and I was working like 75 hours a week
Yeah.
for, yeah. And then I kind of, I was, I'd say casual. I'd watch it every once in a while, but I wasn't as up on it as I am like now, even. So
Yeah. So when everything went out of business, TNA showed up, and then I watched that for a while, and then Ring of Honor showed up, that place out of the company out of Philly or
yeah,
Pennsylvania, and then we went to shows in '06, '07, '08, and like in Massachusetts we drive to Mass and watch shows. Like you saw the Briscoe brothers,
yeah,
Chris Hero and Claudio Castagnoli, who is now Cesaro.
yeah,
Samoa Joe was there. Daniel Bryan was there, who was known as the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
yeah,
I remember having arguments with John about, oh my God, you got to watch this Triple H match. And I was like, no, you got to watch this American Dragon match instead.
yeah,
He's like, oh no. And then he finally jumped on the Kool-Aid after. I was like, no, dude, like this is like actual real wrestling. Like this is it. And,
yeah,
because he was such a WWE homer. And
yeah.
even though, he says he's not, but he still is.
Yeah.
So, and then, just been watching everything up and since. I was a huge Austin fan, I was a huge Hogan fan, and then I was a huge Punk fan, and
Yeah.
then now it's like now I guess I'm like a Jericho fan, I guess. You know, I like Moxley too. Like we both met Jericho at the same place at different
Yeah.
times, and I think I like Jericho so much because he was so nice to my child. Like
Yeah.
he was so good to my kid, and his band members were so nice to my kid, and then from then on I'm like, yeah, I'm a fan for you for the rest of my life. So
Yeah.
um
Canadians, man, they're polite. They're really like polite and like gracious people.
well, except for Bret Hart, but it's okay.
Wow.
That's because
Yeah.
he's a bitter piece of shit. But I mean, I guess I would be too. Your brother dies in a ring.
Yeah.
You get knocked in the head by Goldberg.
Yeah.
And then your career is basically over. His career was over when he went to WCW. Let's be real.
Yeah. Yeah. That was yeah.
That that was
Yeah.
they had the hottest thing going in wrestling, and they totally fucked it up horribly bad. Even though Bischoff says on his podcast, "Oh no, we didn't, dude. You're a fucking moron. You had the best thing going, and you shit all over it."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everybody knows it too. That's the thing.
Yeah. They just gave everybody all these bloated contracts, and I mean, they just bankrupted themselves.
Well,
But
think about it. If they didn't give him all those contracts, that invasion angle in '01 would have been fantastic.
yeah.
Because they could have had everybody come over then. But
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm Hogan or I'm Sting, and I'm getting paid $2 million to sit at home for a year and a half, I'm gonna sit at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
When that's guaranteed money every 2 weeks or month or whatever, I'm gonna sit my ass at home too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I mean, I would sit my ass at home for a lot less than that.
well, yeah, me too. But still, I mean,
But I would definitely do it for that.
oh yeah, me too. Well, actually, wait, a lot of people do that now. I mean, who are you
Yeah,
kidding?
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it's all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. It's just
Yeah.
it's and then so 2010 you started watching it again. What brought you back? Just you just
Well,
listen.
it was probably around 2010. I guess it was like I don't know. I liked Punk a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I thought he was just so cool and so different. You know, from the characters that I had like that were on it like the last time I was really into it. So,
Mhm.
but then I wasn't into it for too long, and then he was gone.
Yeah. 4 years later, he was gone.
So, um, but but no, it was cool. But yeah, but I'd got kind of like a new group of friends, kind of, and they were all into it. So it was just kind of, uh, you just pick that up from your surrounding. Kind of what your group of friends are into. You pick up.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Now, is that when you started watching UFC too?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right about that same time. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't watch. I never watched the early days of it. Like I like Hutchins was. He was all in like from kind of the beginning, because I remember he and another friend of ours, Andy Stewart, like they would always watch like those early UFC pay-per-views and stuff. But yeah, it was too violent for me at that time. Now I don't mind it. It's still violent, but it's fine. It's no different than boxing,
I
really.
think what saved UFC was when they did the Ultimate Fighter,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and that totally changed our company, and kind of
yeah.
made it mainstream. And then when they actually got rules and weight classes,
Yeah,
and
well, that was yeah, that's the big thing, I think. Yeah.
I mean, I
I mean,
mean,
because some of those early matches, like, were just, I mean, so one-sided, and But hey, yeah, no, when they started running it like similar to boxing, that was when, yeah, it really took off, I think. But yeah,
now when we went and saw Pritchard, we got like you said, we've always been friends, but then we got
yeah,
back to being and
yeah,
then so we've been real close for the last going on 3 years now. But I
yeah,
think we've gotten a lot closer during the whole pandemic thing too,
yeah, right,
because we talk just about every day, if not every other
yeah,
day, just about
yeah,
random crap.
yeah, right, right, right,
Because it's been so hard for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, we'd always go to John's and get together and watch whatever, or
right,
we'd go to Limitless and watch that. And
yeah,
now it's kind of like, boom, stopped.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
And I don't leave the house except to go to work or the doctors, so it's
right.
like, um, yeah, so yeah, but yeah, I mean, fortunately, technology is what it is, and like we do have that direct line of communication. I see something random, I send it to you, like, oh, check this,
Yeah.
you do the same, and
Yeah.
you always call and check in, and
Oh, yeah.
I check in whenever you have a COVID scare.
It's all right. It's only been, so this is was it day 30? Yeah, so 20 out of the last 30 days I've been in quarantine, but it's
Yeah,
okay. It's fine. I mean, and think about it. So in between my first two quarantines, I got married in the middle,
yeah,
and then I was
yeah,
in quarantine again.
yeah,
So it's okay.
yeah, yeah, right,
I'm just waiting. I'll be back on quarantine probably next week.
yeah, probably, yeah. So,
I mean, look, with my position, I see everybody, I deal with everybody.
yeah,
I could wear a fucking hazmat suit and it still would not matter.
yeah, right,
I could wrap myself in bubble wrap and it still wouldn't matter. So it's just the nature of my position, and I'm like one of only probably a handful of people in that position
yeah,
because I interact with everybody. So and it's just a matter of time. So
yeah,
you know how was I supposed to know that I was going to be in contact with somebody that tested positive? Like, I don't know.
yeah,
And then I'm told I need to treat everyone as they're positive.
yeah,
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna like tiptoe around everybody and
yeah. So it's
you know,
like, well, so how do you do that?
yeah. So even if anyone comes in my room, they just drop their computer off on my table and then they tell me what's wrong and then they leave.
Yeah,
And then I'll sanitize it and then I'll fix it and then they come back and they pick it up.
yeah,
They're not in my room for longer than 5 minutes both ways. So
yeah,
I mean, I don't know what else I can do.
Yeah.
But I need to be more careful. So
Yeah.
like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
speaking of this, I talked to my mom Friday. So there's a leak in my parents' roof. Dad climbs up and falls, and mom said he's hanging like this, and his feet are dangling. So, my parents' neighbor is Tommy Madsen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he comes over and helps out my dad and just gives him a bunch of shit. And my dad's 66 years old. He's up climbing on his roof. Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
call somebody.
Yeah.
Like, he's so frugal. Like, just call
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. That's
And you can see that too, because my father, so it's
Oh
fine.
yeah. 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 I can see him hanging there just swearing.
Oh yeah, mom said he came in. He was all like white and all like, "Oh my god!" Like my mom's just like, "Oh my god!" Like never a dull moment, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do some ad placement here. I'm drinking one of these new Gatorade juiced, and they're delicious. Gatorade juiced. What are we doing? It's like,
I like it.
yeah, it's not bad. Yeah.
I mean, I'll do so. Mountain Dew Code Red, the drink for IT guys. I mean,
Buy that. You go on Amazon and buy just like cases.
No,
of
I
the
can't.
20
No, because I can't get. No, I go to the store and I'll refill them. Because in the vending machine at work, I had them put Code Red in for me.
Yeah.
And then they can't get it anymore. So now it's regular Mountain Dew again. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Weird.
I mean,
Yeah,
I was having a hard time trying to find cans during the pandemic. So
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I haven't had caffeine since like March, so it's like
that's good. That's good. I probably shouldn't drink caffeine, but it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, but so I forgot, but it's like, oh man, I loved Code Red. It's so good.
Yeah, it's so bad for you though.
Yeah. Well,
So
that was good.
yeah. So it's coffee.
Yeah.
I drink too much coffee. I drink too much soda. Like I
Yeah.
need to drink more water. Diabetes runs in my family. You think I'd get a fucking clue and take care of
Yeah.
myself and stop drinking this shit? No, I haven't done that yet. You think I'd go on the treadmill out in the garage that we've had for over a year? No, I haven't done that yet either. So,
Yeah. I got an exercise bike in our barn that I got on the side of the road for free. So,
and you haven't used it once, right?
no, I've used it, but it's just too cold right now. It's like, I have my like, whoop strap, and it's like, at work, it was like, we had that crazy day Friday.
Yeah.
And I burned like something like 35 or 3,600 calories or something like that. So I was like, that's not a bad workout for a day. So.
No. So did you see last night? WrestleMania is going to be at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa.
I did not see that.
2 nights, Saturday and Sunday, April 10th and 11th,
Yeah.
and they want fans.
How many though?
I don't know. They haven't said yet.
Florida's rules are pretty laxed, so
they haven't said. And then in 2022, they're going to be in Dallas, Texas, at Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah.
And then 2023, they're going to be in Los Angeles at the SoFi Stadium where the Rams and Chargers play.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know, but they made the announcement last night, and John Cena was on the LA one when he announced it. So
yeah,
I don't know if that means he's going to wrestle. I have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, have you been watching the WWE stuff? Or?
No.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
Yeah.
I watched SmackDown for probably 30 seconds the other night.
Yeah.
I read the results, and supposedly it was going to be Adam Pearce versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
At the Rumble, and they changed it to Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
At the last second, which I would much rather see Adam Pearce than Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
That's just me. It's because I've seen Adam Pearce in Ring of Honor, and I thought he was great, but whatever. Yeah. No, I don't watch it. I can't watch Raw. The last time I watched Raw was I had it on Monday, 2 Mondays ago, when they went up against. No, it was this Monday when McIntyre said he had COVID, and it totally blew up the show. And I think I texted you, and I texted John and said, "Oh, hey, Orton, Triple H tonight. It's like 2009 all over again." And I think it lasted maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and then the lights went out, and Alexa Bliss came in and shot Randy Orton in the face with with fire. Yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
And Ric Flair is back, and he's with Lacey Evans now.
Huh. He's what, just like in a manager capacity, or
yeah, and kind of like a love thing, sort of.
Oh yeah, she's gonna ride Space Mountain.
I didn't know Space Mountain still worked. So I can't. It's literally unwatchable.
Yeah.
I can't watch it anymore, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Monday nights would be like, oh, let's watch Raw. No, I'll watch reruns of 2.5 Men instead on the IFC network.
Mondays is because I'm somewhat obsessed with Family Guy. Mondays they like TBS does.
Yeah, it's like from 8 to like 11, right, or something.
It starts at like 5:30 to like. So that's like my night. That's usually my Monday, or when football season's on, if it's a good Monday night matchup. But still, usually I'm like, it's even though I've seen every episode of Family Guy like 100 times, I'm like, it's just like comfort, like food for me. It's just I put it on and I'm like, cool. Like, I mean, half the time I'm just fucking around my phone anyway. So
right, same thing with me with 2.5 Men. I'll either watch that or I'll watch The Office instead of wrestling.
Yeah.
And I would not have said that 20 years ago.
Yeah, right.
But it sucks.
Yeah,
like it's terrible.
Yeah.
They're trying to get edgier from what I've reading online, because they need to get ratings because their ratings are in the crapper.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they can get. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what to do. Like, I don't want to see Goldberg and Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens again because they've done it too much.
Yep.
I don't know what they're going to do at WrestleMania because there's nobody left. I mean,
that's the problem though. It's like, why even have like NXT and all this stuff if you just bring these guys up to either get squashed or whatever, and then you just give people the same combinations over and over and over and over again. They just beat it into them that, oh no, you have to like this, you have to like it.
Yeah, no, I don't like anything. It's awful.
Yeah, exactly. But now there are options, so now it's like you don't have to.
yeah, and the other option is done really well on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people expected a lot from it because of I guess because of the people involved, because they were kind of unproven, and there he is.
My guy.
The biggest heel in wrestling today.
Yeah. So yeah.
He is too. Like, he's hated everywhere. He's hated everywhere he goes.
Yeah. And and I'm sure he's like a really nice guy, but yeah, I love all the heel stuff he does. Like, he's always in character.
Mm-hmm.
If he's if you meet him like after a show or whatever, like, he's still a dick. Like, he's
Have you ever met him?
No.
That would see he reminds me of Piper.
Yeah.
Except I think he's a better worker than Piper.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's fair.
But Piper could out-talk him.
Oh yeah.
But Piper's problem was Piper didn't make sense half the fucking time. Because he was a fucking nut job.
Yeah.
Who was afraid to lose a spot, and that's why him and Hogan did all those DQs for all those years, because he didn't want to lose, because he was afraid he would lose a spot. Can you imagine if he would have beat Hogan for the title, and then Hogan would have chased him in the 80s? You know how fucking good that would have been?
Yeah, never would have done it though.
So. No, but think about it though. If Hogan would have dropped the title to him in like 84, and then Hogan chasing Piper for like 6, oh my god, they would have made a killing.
Yeah.
Like, they would have made a killing, but Piper didn't want to lose, and that was it.
Yeah.
like, and that would have been before WrestleMania. So can you imagine like all those house shows, like the business they would have made and all the money they would have made? But Piper didn't want to lose,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is sad to say, but that was how it was.
Yeah. And did you ever see the episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia
With Piper, that was great.
It's so good.
The birds, they were the
Yeah.
birds.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's still like that's maybe my favorite like episode on that show. It's so good.
Oh, and then they threw the trash can lid at that guy and
Yeah.
sliced him open.
Got
And he was, yeah,
practice.
in his Andre the Giant singlet.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just come in there and I'll with a trash can. I'll just start eating trash.
The trash man. That was it.
It was like, yeah, it's kind of that, that kind of a cross between Andre the Giant and George the Animal Steel, like
And a midget.
yeah, and a midget. Yeah,
Oh,
so, yeah, I love that episode. Yeah, it was great.
that episode was just and then
And Piper, it wasn't too much long after that Piper died. I don't think, but
when did Piper die in 15, just like Dusty did, right? They died right around the same time.
yeah, I think pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Flair, wasn't that the year Flair got sick too, or
Like
was
when
Flair
he got real sick, that was
17?
17 maybe, yeah.
And then no one knew, and they weren't saying what was wrong with him, but
Yeah.
years of drinking. Well, I think his whole body just shut down.
Yeah.
Because if you watch that 30 for 30, he said he drank every night,
Yeah.
like every night. Like I was like, how is that even possible?
Yeah, well, like somebody said, like Charlotte or somebody, maybe it was like, yeah, you don't understand. Like, there's a million people out there that say that they've had a drink with Ric Flair, but he's like, that's Ric Flair having a million drinks.
Yeah, that's true.
One person having a million drinks or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's too bad. I mean, but still with us. So, luckily.
I mean, Ric
But
Flair's.
he's kind of the last of that generation for. Like, I mean, there's not many left from that generation.
No, I mean, there's Hogan, Flair.
Yep.
Slaughter still alive.
Yep.
Iron Sheik still alive.
Yep.
Jake still alive, which I don't know how that's even possible.
Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Yeah. Arn Anderson's still alive. Kelly Blanchard's still alive. I mean, so there's a lot, but like you said, there's a lot more that are gone too.
Yeah.
And a lot of them died, in their 40s.
Yeah. Like, I can't remember what card set, what year it came out, but there's that, like, I think it's like TNA card set or whatever from like sometime in the 80s or whatever. It's like, I'll go on and look, and they're pretty cool, but yeah, you see all the people that are just like, yep, he's gone, he's gone, he's gone.
Well, go back and look at WrestleMania. Is it WrestleMania 7 or is it WrestleMania 6? Like that half, if not half, if not more than half of those cards, everyone's dead.
Yeah.
I think it's 7. I think because Monsoon's dead and Heenan's dead. And I think the only people that technically are still alive from that card, I think, is Michaels and Jannetty and Taker, Hogan, and Slaughter. I think just about everyone on that card is dead. I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong.
That's crazy.
I mean, and that's not that. I mean, it is that long ago, but it isn't to us.
Yeah.
I mean, the older we get, it's like, holy shit! Like, where's this time gone?
Yeah.
Like, we've been married for 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh, we're 2 weeks already. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Our daughter's 8. Like, what the fuck? Like, where did this go? Like,
yeah.
I don't. It's just. I guess the older you get, this time flies by. You take that for granted on your kids.
Yeah.
Just like
I say it all the time. I'll look at my work schedule. And I'm like, fuck, I got to work, 7-8 days straight or whatever, and I'm like, god damn it. But then it's like all of a sudden it's the end of the week, and I'm like, oh shit. How the fuck did I get through that? Like, with no problem.
Yeah. Where'd the 7 days just go that I worked my ass off at?
I was like dreading it, but now I'm like, yeah, cool. Well, I made it, so it's fun. But yeah, no, I mean for sure, and that's what blows my mind. Like you start talking about like dates and stuff. Like, I mean, like, well, what year was the Pritchard show?
2008. It was Sunday, October 21st, 2018.
Yeah, and here we are in 2020. Like it doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
It
You know?
doesn't. No, I mean,
Just-
no, because I mean that day we left early. We rode down. Went to the show. We ate. We ate after. We drove home, and then it
yeah,
was over. And it was over. It was just like that. Like when we got married on the first, we literally looked at each other and go, "It's over." Like it went by so fast.
yeah,
Because the next day we're like, "Holy crap!" Like where did it? It just goes by. So you just don't. You have no concept of time anymore. I think as you
yeah.
get older, and it's just
So
weird.
yeah,
I mean,
whatever.
you know. Did you watch all of AEW this week, or did you fall asleep again?
No, I fell asleep a little after 9, so I missed kind of like the last hour.
Did you see that Nick Jackson and Jericho said they had COVID in September?
Yeah,
And then people were giving them shit. They're like, "Oh, you got to keep in mind they taped half their
yeah,
stuff in September."
yeah,
And Jericho said he had 3 positive tests. I was like, "Holy shit!"
yeah, yeah. That's the thing. That when they were doing, I mean, they were doing so many shows. Like, I mean, they were just recording. So, uh, yeah, but yeah, it's scary. I mean, but they're all fine now. So,
Supposedly, I mean,
yeah, allegedly. I mean,
allegedly.
yeah.
So did you see TNA had a pay per view last night?
I saw, but I didn't watch it.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. The only thing that happened was Matt Cardona showed up.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So,
and he wrestled Ace Austin.
yeah,
I think we saw him, didn't we, at Limitless?
Ace Austin.
I think he was in one of those. He was in that like 6-way scramble match. I think like right before the main event. I'm pretty sure that when we were there, or maybe I saw him after. I can't remember.
I'm not sure. Like it sounds familiar, but yeah.
Yeah, he showed up and wrestled him.
So is Cardona going to be on TNA now, or like?
I guess he signed like a limit, like a short term deal, like he did with AEW.
Yeah. Okay.
He'll be at their next set of tapings, which they start taping today. They'll tape today, tomorrow, and I think Tuesday for like a couple months worth of TV,
Yeah.
and then that's it. I don't know.
See, I didn't realize he had only signed like a short-term contract. I just thought he was like banged up or something.
No, it was like 5 appearances I think he had for AEW, and then that was it.
Huh.
You would think he would have signed longer because he's best friends with Cody, but
Yeah. Right.
you know, I mean, they have a successful thing going. You know, they have 2 podcasts a week, and
Yeah.
you know, they talk wrestling figures, which we haven't even touched on yet, which we will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess he doesn't need the money.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, when you're dropping 40 grand on the whole set of Hasbro's and then sell them for probably 80, you know, and they're all sealed too.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I mean, yeah, I can imagine it, but not. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it'd be awesome. Be cool that I wish I could go back in time and just have those all new again, still in the packaging. But
Yeah, that'd be nice.
yeah.
Oh darn! No, we had to open them though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you had to play with them, and
Well, yeah, of course.
had to have Jake the Snake punch people.
Oh my god, I know. Oh, those
Yeah,
are so
no,
good.
yeah. I mean, I still have. They're all kind of around. I have some here, some are at my mom's.
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't. I took some that I knew were mine.
Yeah.
But I left like the ones that were my brother's, like alone. So, but I'm pretty sure if I'm like, hey, can I have your figures? They'll be like, yeah, go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because
no
one, are you the only one that watches wrestling in your family?
Yeah, still, yeah. I mean, and have been for quite some time. I mean, you know, we were all watching it like the late '90s, early 2000, like that, late '90s. Because we'd always get the pay-per-views and stuff like that. So we're all still into it, but yeah, once I kind of got out of the scene,
everyone kind of followed suit.
Yeah. I'm a trendsetter, Frank. You know,
you're the ringleader.
pretty much. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Yeah. But
Let's see. Have you watched NXT at all?
not really. I watch like bits of it. Like I've seen some of the August Gray stuff, but
What do you think of that stuff?
it's okay. It's nothing. It doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't. I hate that he changed his name, but I get it.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they want to own the name, so
Yeah. Exactly.
so does that mean he can go back to being Anthony Green when he gets fired or released in like a couple
Yeah.
months?
Probably. Yeah.
I mean, and no disrespect to anybody, but you know how long
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
know how long they're gonna last. I mean, with his look and stuff, I'm surprised they haven't made him change his look yet.
Yeah. 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 But yeah, I wonder what they're probably going to do after Mania, another round of
Cuts, right?
because I mean there's still no house shows, there's
And
no
I don't
rep.
think there's gonna be any house shows.
No, not for quite some time.
I don't think ever because they're making more money now not doing house shows because
Really?
they made so much money on merch on their website this year. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I can't see them doing live events
Yeah.
anymore ever.
Man. No kidding.
I think this could be the new model where there's no live event because they don't mean shit anymore. Really,
Yeah. And they haven't, I mean, for a while.
they haven't meant shit in 20 years. I mean, because everything's all TV based.
Yep.
When we were kids, it wasn't.
Yep. Yeah, right.
It was a house show business back when we were kids.
Yeah.
And then even when we were in our middle teens, it was kind of sort of that like that. And then
Yeah.
when we got older, it's all TV now. It's all your money's on TV money.
Yeah.
When Fox paid them $1 billion for SmackDown? I think for 5 years, so they get $200 million a year for TV rights.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not an idiot by any means.
Oh no. Yeah.
Some of the shitty books is stupid, but whatever. But he's one of the smartest businessmen I think ever.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, look at where it was when he took it over and where it is today.
Yeah, it was a Northeast regional territory.
Yep.
And he took it and made it a global, whatever you call it. I don't know. It's just if you think about it too, he started in Bangor.
Yeah, that was the first like territory his dad gave him or whatever was Bangor.
Can you imagine? Go book Bangor. Where the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's Bangor.
Yeah, it's Bangor. Go book the Bangor. The what?
Yeah.
What? Where? People gonna come to this
Municipal auditorium. So, yeah, pretty cool. But then, I was like, well, that's why. I get, I didn't because there was no internet. I didn't realize like how the house show business was, but I was just like, oh, Bangor always gets right. I was like, oh, for whatever reason, we're special. But I was like, oh, no, we're not that special. We have an airport here. So,
yeah.
But a lot of those guys, like you said, they do an early show here and then they go to Portland for a late show or vice versa or whatever.
Yeah.
But
But
it's a whole different ball game now between now and then. Not even comparable. Like
no, and the money's stupider now than it was before.
Yeah.
I mean, they made good money, but I think the money's even stupider now.
Yeah.
But I mean, everything's changed though. Like, you have all the COVID stuff that changes stuff. I don't necessarily think they would have been in this spot if COVID didn't come. I think people still wouldn't be watching, but that's just my opinion. Because it was.
Well, I mean, they were canceling house shows before COVID hit. Yeah. I mean, they canceled a ton, including Bangor. Bangor was supposed to come the summer before.
Yeah.
And they went through and they canceled just because ticket sales were so bad. But why are you going to pay all that money for a ticket when you're getting literally the same match and outcome that you're getting on TV? So
right. I mean, at least throw a curveball and say, "Oh wait, oh cool, he'll win today. Oh yay!"
Yeah.
But no, it's the same. It's the same thing. And then I got Randy Savage on my
I was
TV.
gonna say, I was just looking at Savage. Elizabeth.
Yeah, I put this on today in the background.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. All right.
Gotcha.
Well, we should probably wrap this up because I think we're gonna get kicked off here soon. So
All right. Very
so
good.
this is the beginning episode of what we're gonna do every week, we hope. And this is it's just two dudes talking about wrestling, life, and just having a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not gonna, we're not really like, smart people.
Yeah. Oh no. I can barely read or write.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm from Maine, so I can't do shit. This is just for us for fun.
Yeah.
Two best friends just want to talk about wrestling and just throw it up there on the internet, and whatever happens, happens. Maybe
Yep.
we'll get Blue Chew will be our sponsor.
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just back up, a pallet worth of Blue Chew.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
We have one fan question though that came in. Frank from Herman wants to know, how big is Batista's dick?
Yeah.
I figured that would give you a laugh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna wrap this up, and we'll pick it up again next week. And this is the Wrap with Vachon and Rapp, and that's it.
Cool.
All right, bud. Have a good day.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.